welcome to the K2 podcast. Another episode here in the books. So this is episode 23. Jay, you said you spent some time out on the boat this week?
I did. I also developed a fear for the calendar.
The calendar?
Yeah. Its days are numbered.
That's your corny dad joke?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. All right. Fuck.
Well, how do they say? That's the dad laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went out on the boat this weekend. A good buddy of mine and stuff. We were out there out on the lake. No, we didn't do any fishing.
Didn't drop a line.
No. We were out there sport boating. Like, we were just cruising up and down the lake and enjoy the water, sit on the back. So you're just
burning fuel?
Yeah. That's what we're doing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's
they didn't look.
Let's burn some fuel.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Well, speaking of,
can throw some hot dogs or burgers on the engine, right on the block.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. I've seen somewhere they, out in the hood and stuff, they got the shopping cart. You just throw some steaks on the shopping cart.
Flip it upside down.
Yeah, just throw some steaks.
There's a show on Netflix called Teenage Bounty Hunters, and there's these there's a episode where this lady's cutting heads off statues, and there's like these Sisters of the Confederacy waiting for her at a statue. And they're like, she's moved locations. Quick, get the sausages off the engine. Get the sausages off the engine.
Yeah,
and they're trying to
about America as it gets.
But no, we had a good time on the lake, man. We're going to go again this weekend.
That's pretty cool.
It warmed me out.
Did it?
Oh,
well,
yeah.
I mean, water has a tendency to
It's that in the sun, man. Them 90-degree days have been no joke.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I fired up the grill yesterday. I had my daughter out there shucking corn to throw on the grill. But it was pretty good. I was like, dude, about time we get some good weather going, and like, it was nice to be able to eat on the grill and do stuff like that. And kind of for the first time, and it's kind of weird, but first time, and I know this is controversial, guys, but for the first time, I felt a little bit of normalcy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
they finally just said, screw it. We're done with our little control plan. Has worked out long enough. We're just going to go ahead and let you guys take your mask off because it don't really matter anyways.
Well, that was it's not, you can't take your mask off. It's you got to be vaccinated is their kicker.
Yeah, but they legally can't ask you if you've been vaccinated anyways. Like, stores say that they require you to show it, which they can, but they can't ask you if you've actually been. Because it's a HIPAA violation. They cannot ask you any regards to your medical records. I know.
I've been seeing a lot about that. I've been reading a lot about that. It may be a HIPAA violation, but I know like employers and stuff can ask you, because like
they can ask you, but you don't have to disclose that information.
And your employer does have the right.
I don't know about that.
And I've looked into it because without giving too much,
that's like you getting. I mean, I could see if they had like an insurance plan.
So they don't have an insurance plan, but. So Amazon, I know some people at Amazon that you don't have to wear your mask at Amazon now. Kicker is you have to be vaccinated. You have to show your vaccine card in order to be eligible. And once you show your vaccine card, they give you a green sticker to put on your little work badge.
But they don't just go around asking you. You don't have to tell them. But if you don't tell them, you don't get the perks.
Oh yeah.
That's what it's about, though. That's what I'm saying. But legally, they can't. Legally, they can't ask you or force you to do it.
No. They just say, hey, if you're vaccinated, show your card. You don't have to wear the mask.
I read an airline's going to be trying to give away free flights if you're vaccinated. They're just doing too damn much, guys.
What's scary to me.
Promise you, it's not that serious.
Well, what's scary to me is the fact that they are doing so much. You know what I'm saying?
Of course it is.
I mean, Mayor de Blasio up in New York was giving out vouchers for Steak and Shake. He was like,
Steak and Shake, and it's such a crappy restaurant. That's the worst part. I was like, who
gives out burger and fries? You're like, look, we don't want you to get, COVID, but let's give you diabetes and high blood pressure and obesity instead. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Let's contribute to that with a burger and fries.
Well, there is that one old video that's circulating from 2009 where they said that the CDC addressed overpopulation, and that this vaccine was going to be released, and it's supposed to be a sterile treatment. It's to help people to go sterile to slow it.
Peter.
Right. It's like Peter soft.
Peter soft.
But
Peter.
It's
sounds like a tractor. I got the Peterbilt out there.
Yeah, right. But apparently, it's just to slow the population growth down. Because we're eating ourselves into a hole where, everything we do is just digging a deeper hole for how long the planet can last.
I don't know, man. That's kind of wild.
No matter what you say about the vaccine, if you don't side with what media's pushing down our throats. It's all skepticism or whatever the
like
controversial or
exactly. No, that's exactly what it is. Yeah, if you're a conspiracy theorist,
right?
Or you're,
so it don't matter what you say. You can literally say, "Yeah, COVID is good, but the vaccine's good, but there's side effects." You're wrong. This is safe for you. This is good.
A little bit.
Well, of course, someone's got to go under the bus because now there's a bunch of young people. There's a bunch of young people that the CDC is now investigating that are getting heart inflammation after getting the vaccine.
I've been hearing.
There's people are just y'all stupid.
I wouldn't say they're stupid.
You are, man. They're
not stupid. They just believe that they're doing the right thing.
What though?
But they believe okay.
You don't know nothing about this vaccine. You're trusting what people are to tell you that it's good for you. This is right. That's like me coming knocking on your door saying you need this. This is good for you. You don't know me, but this is what you need to do because this is happening elsewhere.
No, I get what you're saying.
Give me some actual information that is actually scientifically proven instead of saying, no, there's no science to actually back that this is actually occurring. But you haven't researched to find out if there is either. You're just saying currently there is no science to say that this isn't happening.
Well, there is some science stuff, but that's where the debate comes in. They're going to say
there ain't no science stuff. They researched this junk for 2 months and then released it.
I mean,
what science have you done in 2 months? Yeah. Granted, there was a lot more funding on it than your typical vaccine, that way they were able to work round clock, like you say, and push it out faster. But you don't go from 7 years to 2 months just because you throw a little money out there.
I get it. Yeah,
but regardless,
this episode is already going to be suppressed to the maximum, which is
our past two have.
Yeah, well, anytime you bring up these type of subjects, you're going to get hit.
Really, like you said, they're kind of flipping on Fauci a little bit. I did read something pretty funny though that said you can now remove your second mask if you're in your car alone. But you have to be by yourself in your car and put a Joe Biden sticker on your car.
Well, it's funny you bring up the Joe Biden sticker. So there's this chick. I was at the convenience store today. And this chick got out of her vehicle. I'm not going to say what establishment it was, but
it don't really.
Well, no,
it doesn't reflect on the establishment.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. But it was a gas station, and she rolls up to the gas station, and she's got a. First off, it reminds me of that TikTok, like, tell me who you voted for without telling me who you voted for type of thing. So this girl had all the stereotypical liberal type of Joe Biden.
Did she have the shut down the pipeline bumper sticker?
No, actually, we got a picture of the bumper sticker. Bring the bumper sticker
I thought you were going to say that.
You just block the video off.
Yeah, there you go. But I thought you were going to say I had to shut down the pipeline sticker or something crazy like that.
So, no, that's the sticker she had on her car right there.
Right.
I actually went and Googled it to see if the sticker. But anyway, now I'm probably gonna be getting hit with Biden ads or something. But anyway, anytime you Google
show your support for Biden, sign this petition.
I've already been getting emails, like these weird emails that says, thank you for your donation to the Democrat. So I must be getting trolled or something by somebody. They're like, thank you for your donation to the Democratic Party or something. I don't even know what it was talking about. But anyway, that particular bumper sticker she had on her car.
All right.
She drives up, or she pulls up, and this other gentleman was going into the store.
Okay.
She said, oh my God, now I have to wait outside. And I was
because a gentleman went inside.
Yeah, but he had no mask on.
Oh,
I should have said that.
Yeah,
he had no mask.
That's
on.
context.
He goes into the gas station. And said, "Now I can't go in." And this is a fairly large convenience store,
right?
So she didn't want to go.
Yeah, it's not a sit-go.
No, it wasn't no like small little shop. You
right.
know? It was a pretty good sized convenience store. So she goes in, and he goes in without the mask on, and then. As he's coming out, she's like, you really shouldn't be going in without being vaccinated. He's like, how do you know I'm not? And then she's like, how do you know I'm not? She's like, I can tell by looking at you. Yeah. So this is weird. She's like,
can you? Yeah. Like I can tell by looking at you, you clearly LGBTQ
well, this is
support,
like a quote unquote.
Support.
This was official, like a Karen lady. Like,
no. That's full blown Karen. Yeah.
And she was mad because she was at the pump, which is another thing. She was just getting gas. She could have probably paid at the pump, but I guess maybe she only had cash, so she had to go inside. But anyway, so she goes in and pays at the pump. Or no, excuse me.
Pays at the register.
Sitting out. She goes in, pays at the register, and as they swap or whatever. And she goes, you didn't have to go in there. You're not vaccinated. Blah blah blah. He's like, how do you know I'm not? Then he turns around and says, well, I identify as vaccinated. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's like, and then she got so mad, and I was like,
of course she did.
Yeah, I laughed. She's like, I identify as being vaccinated. I was like, jeez.
I seen those. scrolling on Facebook, whatever, earlier today before I came over here, and you know how they have those slide-on koozies for like drinks and stuff, or like cans, so you can cover your beer up. One said Liberal Tears. It made it look like it was a Liberal Tears drink, and it was Liberal Tears canned at 90 milligrams or something crazy.
Yeah,
it was so funny.
That's that play on what's that kid's name? Ben Shapiro. Yeah, he's got a cup that sits on it. He does his little show. It says leftist tears or something like that on his podcast. But so that was kind of interesting though. The dude man was like, I identify as vaccinated. I was like, oh, got her ass. I didn't say nothing, and I went right on in without a mask as well.
I mean, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I also identify
as vaccinated. I keep one in my pocket just in case, like the establishment's like, hey, you need a mask to enter, and it's just easier to put it on.
You keep it on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I keep it on me at all, for all times. I keep. I
just feel like I've done my part, and also and one thing that I haven't seen nobody really answer: if you're so confident in the vaccine, why, and it protects you. Let's say hypothetically it's protecting you. I'm not saying
tell that to the guy laying in the hospital right now that has all his booster shots and took every precaution.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, say you got your mask on, you took the vaccine. You got to be feeling pretty protected. Why does it matter if I've had it or not? And then
that's true too, though. If you are vaccinated against it,
why does it matter if I have it? You're good to go.
You're good to go. You are no longer at threat.
Yeah, you're. What's the big
if you
deal?
have that much faith in the vaccine?
So I seen a conversation going on Reddit, and some guy rebutted and said, "Well, you could be spreading it to other people who haven't been vaccinated yet." And then I was like, dude, if that person doesn't have a mask on and I don't have a mask on, and let's just hypothetically say that we're both not vaccinated, I think there's a mutual understanding there, like a head nod, like a couple of guys who own two Jeeps that wave at each other, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, yeah, like, where you and them understand the level of risk or whatever it is. Like, okay, you came in here without a mask. I'm not saying you're asking for it, but you came in without a mask. You must be accepting of the so-called consequences that you'll get. So he's cool with it. I'm cool with it. We have a mutual understanding. It's just one of those head nod type of things that where you both agree on something and you just, you let it go.
Right.
So it was just like, I don't understand what the big push is. Like, they're like, you can't, if you're not, like, you should be happy. You said you were protected. You got the vaccine. You should be good to go. You know what I'm saying? So I agree. I don't understand what the big deal about all of that is. So it's kind of just weird. And then, like I said, having the cookout yesterday or cooking on the grill and everything was like the first sense of normalcy I felt in a good while. I was able to go in the store, get my products without a mask on, see a few other people in there, that smiling, having a good time. It felt good. I liked it. It felt normal, like reality, like I wasn't in some kind of alternative universe, or something weird, some kind of augmented reality or something. I don't know what you would call it.
An alternative timeline?
Yes, I don't know what you would call it. But anyway, it felt kind of cool. It was neat. I liked it. I felt good.
Okay.
But remember when we were talking about this is a tough word.
Differentiating.
Yeah, differentiating between real and what's fake, right? So like, remember that time we did the deep fake videos on the podcast? We had that was awesome, right? Well, check it out. Like, dude, I found some so-called deep fakes. I don't even know if you can call them deep fakes. This got to be real as it gets right here. But so there, I found.
I don't know. TikTok. This could be a deep fake.
Well, it's definitely a deep fake. It's not real. Okay. But the thing is, I found a TikTok where it's Putin that looks like he's on TikTok, right? No, like
the good old fashioned Kremlin.
I was like, dude, is this guy for real? I was totally. You would have. I'm telling you, if you would have told me to bet bet some money on, I'm like, yeah, that's Putin. That looks just like him. But we got a clip here. I want to play that looks just like Putin. Okay, I want you guys to check this out. All right. So that was the clip right there of Putin.
And I've seen that trend on many other ones.
Oh, yeah, that's
I've had a few ideas of doing my own on the TikTok, too.
Yeah, you got to try to make it look like a picture.
Right.
But tell me
it's kind of like a rendition of the, what did they call that, the mannequin challenge?
Oh, yeah, it's kind of like a play off of that. Right. I could see that.
A lot of people have been saying bring that back or whatever, because it was kind of cool. People have gotten really creative with some of those. Yeah, so that was
I saw some big live ones, but that particular video, you couldn't tell me that won't freaking Putin right there.
Let's see it again.
Then play it again. I mean, it looks just like him.
Now, immediately looking at it, the background appears to be like a green screen style background, but I could definitely see, like, you know, person wise.
Yeah, no, that looked like him at the.
If someone rolled up to me with the phone and was like, "Yo, check out Putin doing this video," I'd have been like, "Oh yeah, well,
yeah." I saw that and I was shocked.
Go.
I was like, "Dude, I couldn't tell the difference." I'm like, "Dude, how long before we get some stuff like that to where we can't even tell the difference no more?" Like, that's where I'm getting worried.
Well, that's where you get videographers and stuff that can go in and actually see they can look at the audio file and so forth, and they can see how it's altered.
Yeah, how long, though, until they figure out how to get around that type of stuff?
But that's why that business has to grow as well.
That's going to be interesting.
And the people that normally develop that technology know the solution as well.
That video kind of reminded me, and, like, again, I'm not... So, have you seen the thing where they claim Joe Biden won't drive in the F-150? Have you seen the video of that?
I didn't hear where they claimed that he wasn't driving it, but I heard that he was like doing it because he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm doing so great that even, you know, they want me to drive their cars," or something crazy, something stupid.
Well, anyway, there was a big circulation going around that he wasn't driving. It was the Secret Service guy on the passenger side. I slowed the video down, and there's a video circulating now that shows like a steering wheel of the guy in the passenger seat, who I assume is Secret Service,
Secret Service or an actual professional driver.
Other side.
Yeah, probably.
The thing is, I found a video from the official news site. Like I forget what news site it was, and I screen recorded, and then slowed it down and looked at that particular part. I didn't see a steering wheel. So this other video...
I mean, they get good at editing, though. They could have easily gone back and re-edited and redistributed the commercial back out. They said, stop airing this one, and then issued another one the same day, just like that.
Maybe, but I felt like it was just somebody else who got really good at putting a steering wheel...
Whether people believe it or not, and I won't even localize it to our government in America, any government in the world has the power to clean anything up.
Oh, I mean, that's no secret.
Right, but that's what I'm getting at. It is not hard for a company like Ford to stop producing a commercial or airing a commercial and then reissue.
I didn't hear what you're saying, but
I'm just saying, it's not hard for them.
This was just on air live.
Right, but it's not hard for them to recirculate another.
Yeah, but the problem is, it's like stuff like that is there's no going back.
You may just have to find another one. You're right, though. That's true.
There's no going back. Once it's out there, you're locked and loaded.
Usually.
Yeah, you're locked and loaded. Once it's out
Nothing's gone forever on the internet.
You're done.
Yeah, I guess. Like I said, I haven't actually seen the video.
I watched it, but
I just read the controversy.
For the president to drive.
Illegal?
Yeah, apparently. I don't know if that's true. You might have to fact
illegal?
check me on that. Yeah, illegal. Presidents can't drive. Apparently, they have to be drove because it's a risk. Like you're driving a vehicle.
So what happens when you break that law?
Hell if I know. I don't even know if it's a law or
Article 25 of them.
Article 25.
Impeachment.
Yeah, I don't know, but apparently it is a thing. I don't know if it's true, but I got another Putin clip. This one's kind of
they easily could have done it just like the movies, though. He could have sat in a truck and they used a green screen and stuff and had a moving image that he wasn't actually driving.
Well, this was a press release. Like, he's at a thing. It's not like they could have set this up.
I mean, they could have. I mean, magic of Hollywood.
Yeah, I guess. It would be kind of difficult, but I suppose
if they got it scheduled, they know what's up. Yeah. But it don't matter. Point being is that they could easily fake certain situations.
Yeah, I don't feel like this was necessarily a fake type of thing. But play the clip, Tim. Play the other
Putin number 2.
Yeah, this one's kind of silly, but I just wanted to point it out. Here it is.
I can dance. We can dance together.
We can dance together.
You stay on my mind. Think about you all the time. Got to get to know you.
Look at the force of that fist bump from Biden. He's like, yeah.
Yeah, but we all know Biden can't dance like that.
First of all,
he wouldn't even remember the dance moves.
I was going to say, he would have been offbeat by a second fist pump. He would have been lost.
You're like, hold on.
What do you mean hop from left to right foot?
Yeah.
What's going on? He can never synchronize that.
Yeah. Back in the day, there was this bad dude named Corn Pop.
Corn Pop.
Yeah.
Speaking of.
Uh-oh.
What did Corn Pop say to Mama Pop?
Dude, I'm not going for your shit. All
right,
you're not gonna set me up.
All right,
it. But he said,
like, "Where's popcorn?
Where's popcorn?" He said, but he goes on. He's like, there was that one Biden video of him going around. I used to carry a old corn pop where we used to put the razor blades in the rain barrel and let them rust up. And he was a bad dude. I was like, what the hell?
All right, first of all, Is he basically telling us about the movie The Outsiders?
Is that what it is?
No, not at all. I'm just saying, the way he makes it sound is like we went out of Corn Pop because they got a character on there, Soda Pop, Golden Boy or Pony Boy.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's a Corn
Pony Boy,
Pop.
that's another Biden line. I think he's got what it is.
But he's been watching
what do you call
Outsiders.
it? You're damn it, what was it called? He said something.
You're telling me the story.
No, no,
you.
you're a blue-faced pony soldier or some shit. I forget what it was. I forget what the hell the quote was, but he's always saying some crazy
Like, who the hell's
stuff.
going around? What was the purpose of throwing razor blades in a water barrel to watch it rust?
Because they're going to use it to cut somebody, give them tetanus. It's the second line.
That's why I said it's like the Outsiders. What y'all do? Y'all break out your little knife combs and grease your hair back after. You had your leather jackets on and your white t-shirts.
Part of the Thunderbirds,
the T-Birds. You had a pack of Marlboro Reds in your little pocket there, rolled up in your sleeve.
Kind of weird.
The Socias going out for a rumble.
Yeah. And then I saw somebody
outside rumble now.
Yeah, then somebody was like, "Yo, wait till Joe Biden really starts getting deep into the forgetfulness," and then they say Kamala walks on the plane and then he forgets that he's not back in like Jim Crow era or something like that. I was like, "Jeez."
Did you see the picture of Kamala Harris next to Montel Jordan?
No, there was an
image that said when Kamala Harris used to be Montel's side chick.
Yeah. I do.
That shit cracked me up. I was like, "No!" They called her
a bunch of that stuff.
I don't know if it's real or actually her, but
dude, it's hard to say because we see all these different
fakes.
That's what I'm saying. You never know. That's what I'm saying. And then they wonder why people are always on edge or can't differentiate between stuff. And some of it, I feel like it's purposely put out there to confuse people and have them repeat these things so that they can come back and say, "No, we know what's best for you. This is what's actually true. Right. You got deep fake.
We researched the facts.
Yeah, you got. So this is an easy setup because now it's like the boy who cried wolf. If I got fooled but so many times, eventually I gotta say, "Oh look, I don't even know what I'm seeing no more. I can't even tell the difference."
Yeah.
And then you look, and then somebody's gonna start to say, "Well, let us handle it for you," and that's where you start getting real scary because then it's somebody just controlling your every little. Dang, you know,
I'm
your
just
life,
saying,
everything.
I've read an article about how they were praising Joe Biden, or what do they call it, Biden-Harris administration, whatever the hell they named it, how they were praising him, how he achieved so much in his first 100 days in office. Mm-hmm. Name one achievement.
No, I don't have nothing.
No, that's what I'm saying. Tim, producer, anything?
No, shutting down the pipeline.
Well, that was a hack.
No, that wasn't an achievement.
It was
that was just
hack.
like, that's the only thing I know.
But they said that he's single-handedly got the $2 trillion or whatever stimulus package approved. Now, I want to put something into perspective, guys. Who was holding that package up?
It was kind of a back and forth.
It was kind of a back and forth, but they held it until the new administration got there, and then they made it cakewalk after that. They just slid it right through, no pushback or nothing.
No, that's
so now they're like, "Oh, Joe Biden got that done." No, you didn't, dude. Y'all just prolonged it until he took office, so y'all can give him the credit for it.
Even if you
same with the vaccination, they give Joe Biden release on making it a smooth vaccine, or they give him the credit for the vaccination rollout.
Oh yeah, I know.
How y'all credit something that the what do they call it? The predecessor.
I mean, look,
made and done. He did everything about it.
I've been very critical of Trump. I'm not like at first I was more pro Trump, but then I'm
not saying pro or not pro to Trump. I'm just saying, in this conversation, Biden has done nothing in his first 100 days for any one person except sign papers.
He's just coasting.
Yeah.
He's coasting. But obviously, like I said, people also always bring up that he's not even running the country type of thing.
Oh, yeah, they puppet or whatever.
But that's my
first of all, everybody should know the president don't run the country anyways.
Yeah, that's another thing, too.
Corporate America. The term corporate America was established because America is corporate.
Yeah.
We're a business,
No, I just feel like Trump dropped the ball in a lot of aspects. And I've been
but how can you actually focus and get anything done when everything you do is ridiculed or scrutinized and so under the microscope? Yeah. You can't make a move left or right in fear of what it comes next. I mean, he was constantly in and out of courtrooms through the impeachment trials. I mean, they wasted so much of his time that he couldn't actually properly get things done.
No, he didn't have a fair chance. But
he achieved so much foreign diplomacy between North Korea. Even with Putin, things were looking a little bit better in that limelight. I mean, just he was making business deals and making things better. What's that? One of the motor companies, I can't tell you who, it might be Ford, are moving a company out of America back to Mexico, where they moved when Trump was in administration. They moved it from Mexico to America. I don't know if it's Ford. Don't quote me. It's just a motor company, one of the big corporations.
I vaguely remember.
They moved one of their warehouses from Mexico to the U.S. and now they're moving it back from the U.S. to Mexico. General Motors, it was General Motors. So now we're just losing more American-made business and American jobs.
What's the
Good job.
Well, speaking of jobs, there's a lot of situation right now with people without not working, and I don't know how they're doing it because people keep saying, well, they gave out all these stimulus checks and blah, blah, blah. Now, maybe it's the unemployment, but I know a lot of that has
a lot of it is.
Well,
not really. It ended in Florida because they're starting to make people start looking for jobs. Like, you got to report and stuff. But other than that, here, like the VEC, they're not doing nothing about it. A lot of these states are not doing nothing about it. They still got it going.
Really?
Well, another state reduced it to like 300 or something. But a lot of other states ain't touched it.
But I still thinking, like, dude, how are these people getting by? Because that little $1,400, that ain't no money. What you gonna do with like $1,400? Yeah,
I guess it depends on your situation.
But I don't give a. I mean, even if you're
getting $1,400.
Yeah.
Plus income on children. You got $1,400 individually, and then you get $600 per child.
They just started. No, it's three. What are you talking about? I'm just talking about
the previous, even in the stimulus.
You're getting
$1,600 per child.
Because of those. Yeah, I guess I'm a single.
So you get $2,000, $600 per kid. You got 4 kids. Little Ray Ray.
Males these days.
Single males.
The bare minimum.
Yeah,
I got a $1,400 check. They hit me on the butt and said, "Good day, sir."
I mean,
I said, "Good day, sir."
Yeah, please, sire, a bit more.
Yeah, but no, I didn't get shit.
But yeah, I mean, it just depends on the situation. But for me, where like I have 2 children that I was able to cash in on my little my little paychecks, Yup. So I got my little paychecks over there doing their thing. They paid a couple bills this previous weeks, but So I got mine. I got my spouse's. So that's $1,400
to live on through this whole thing.
But I'm saying, let's say my spouse gets $2,000, I get $2,000, and we're not technically married, so I don't want to say spouse. We're engaged. So she got $2,000, I got $2,000, plus $600 per kid. So that's $4,000 plus $1,200 for the kids.
Y'all got a loophole because y'all aren't married,
right? So we get the full, and our wages don't combine. It's not really a loophole. It's just the way it works.
Yeah, but if you were married,
no, you still do under a certain amount of how much you bring in.
No, but I mean, yes, but the thing is, y'all both got a $1,400 check. Did married couples, I think, only get one $1,400 check?
Nah,
right?
No, per adult, per child.
Okay. All right, cool.
But if you made over a certain amount, you didn't get it as much, or you didn't get at all.
Okay, but still, there's no way that shit does not last. I don't know.
I mean, if you're already working, it lasts. You just throw that shit right in the savings and sit on it. But if you ain't got no job, you got to pay your rent somehow.
Well, I'm just wondering how this is going on. Like how people, I mean, they're begging for people to find.
Let me ask you this though. Say I own a house. Mm-hmm. I have a mortgage. All right. Let's just say I own a house and I have a mortgage and I'm renting that property out. Their rent covers the mortgage and I make $300 overhead. Let's just say hypothetically. So my mortgage is $1,200. They're paying me $1,500. Let's just say that. Now they legally said here in Virginia that you can't evict people until whenever. They kept extending the eviction process. Mm-hmm. I'm not getting my money. So how am I paying the bank that I still owe to? Who is going to recoup?
I think they did some.
Where is this going to recruit?
They passed some
to homeowners.
Yeah,
I don't know. I didn't see anything about it.
Yeah, they did some.
But if they did,
bill. I mean,
but still, like they got to do. That's a lot of forgiveness because the government ain't giving them money for it. They just said, you know what, y'all can't charge them for these past 3 months for loans.
You want to talk about
just a pause button or whatever.
You want to talk about like.
Because I still got to pay my property taxes.
Pandemic has done like this recovery thing is going to be much longer than the pandemic lasted.
Oh yeah, people are underestimating recovery. They're thinking that it's just going to stimulate. People are going to remove the mask and everything's going to be, gradual going uphill from here. It's going to be like playing the market. You got to buy in the dips, sell at the highs.
It's gonna be rough. I mean, just
you got to ride it out, man.
Wild. But it's just, what do you think? I just think that people now are learning to make money without having a job. That's straight up.
A lot of people are.
You know what I'm saying? Straight up without.
We're in a new world.
Yeah, that's what I feel.
We're in a new world, and I've told our viewers and you my conspiracy theory about Y2K. You don't recall?
No.
Remember when I said? People feared machines were going to take over in Y2K and that the calendar just ended on computers. So they didn't know how the information and everything was going to transfer, and they didn't know how the computers and everything was going to respond. Mm-hmm. They didn't know if it would just malfunction or what. Mm-hmm. And so people were terrified by this. But my conspiracy theory is that it wasn't so much of the transition of technology rolling to the year 2000 calendar, the double zeros, as much as it was setting us up for technology to take over in a different way. We are so consumed by technology. We talked about this last episode, I believe. We touched on how consumed are we by cell phones and everything, but we rely on it. We are stupid by technology. We talked about it last episode. We rely on our cell phones for information. We rely on our computers, tablets, everything we do. Every little thing we utilize is information somehow. And that just goes to show you that we're in an even more new age, 21 years later from the Y2K, that in the year 2021, we have so many means of, like you said, making money. I can literally go to auctions. What do they call it? The estate auctions.
Yeah, estate
I can buy stuff right there, put it on Facebook Marketplace. I can make hundreds of dollars in a day.
I
mean, you could.
I mean,
maybe not every single day.
Yeah,
not every single day, but you could sell one item for $150 every day.
There is a lot of stuff.
That's $1,000 in a week.
Well,
you only got to work.
The easiest way to
2
make
weeks.
money.
The easiest way.
Yeah.
Let me choose my words.
I heard you say it earlier.
That's why I need to choose my words, because I don't want to
sell an ass.
I mean, yeah,
that's a
good
said.
way.
That was your words,
right?
So
selling your ass, yeah, it is. I mean,
for women at least, because dudes.
Well,
can't
yeah,
do that.
dude, that's like a man walking up to a chick asking for a date.
Yeah,
rejection's a good friend of mine. Yeah, it just don't work that way, you know. But women, and they say that
you're seeing that a lot now. Women on TikTok or various websites are just OnlyFans. They're just selling.
All you gotta do is start twerking for a good about 3 months, and you eventually get good at it. People are gonna watch. And
I feel
as
like
long as people are watching, you're getting paid for each view.
Yeah. Well, yes.
I mean,
essentially, as long as you're part of the creators club and you're following all.
Well, once you get like 1,000 followers and stuff,
I don't know what the thresholds
But regardless, once you get that to that point, but regardless of that, I mean, it's easy to make money. You can do it through streaming. You can do it through fans only. You can do it on TikTok. You can literally play video games for a living, and you can do esports. I mean, there's a multitude of alternatives out there that doesn't necessarily consist of your traditional 9-to-5 laborers.
And people forget about those. Like this another crazy part. If you had invested all 3 stimulus checks into Dogecoin at the time before it blew up,
depends on your sell point.
well, that's true. But even still, but I don't know.
Even still, I guess if you invested, you would still be up right now. You'd be up by a lot.
And Dogecoin made a good run today. I think
it is. I think it got up
cents today, 5 or 6 cents.
About
7 or 30.
It got up to about 36 cents.
The thing is, though, I've noticed like if you have, or they were talking about how if you had put all 3 checks into Dogecoin, it'd be worth over like
$500,000.
No,
or so?
over $1 million.
Was it over $1 million?
Yeah, I want to say it was over $1 million. It was wild. I was like, damn. Oh, but you had to put all 3 checks in it. But still, I was surprised by that statistic.
Yeah, it kind of makes you rethink a little bit.
Yeah. But there is I didn't need
gas this week.
that there's so many ways that people can make money. I mean, I know some people that are flipping houses right now, but they're doing it with no money at all.
Yeah, and they do those seminars all the time. You hear them on the radio.
Yeah,
and,
well, those are usually hustles.
Well, they're not hustles. You're just you're getting like 8%, and they're getting the rest.
No, the hustles is the one you pay for the seminar usually, or they'll give you a free entry seminar to sell you another seminar at the seminar.
Right, you got to go to phase 2.
Yeah, phase 2. Like, all right, they just
want to get you in the door.
Yeah, they talk a bunch of BS just to get you in the door.
Right,
but
kind of like timeshares. They get like, all right, y'all can come to this water park, and all you have to do is attend our seminar.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they get 3 suckers that invested. Yeah, because they didn't know how to just say no and sit through the 3 hour.
But that's kind of what it is. That's another thing too. I mean, we get kind of It's funny that we talk about some of this stuff, but that's kind of how I feel about the vaccine, because it's straight up. It feels like you go to the. So you go to the timeshare, right? Mm-hmm. They're like, we're going to give you a free 60-inch flat screen TV. You just got to come to the seminar. And then you go, and then they try to sell you the thing. And if you buy the timeshare, you're screwed. You're like, damn it, man, I'm locked into this damn timeshare. You're screwed, right? Yeah. I feel like the same thing with the vaccine. We're like, we're going to give you this with this and this with the vaccine. You get the vaccine, and you're hammered.
I tell you this. If they actually had something that was working, you would not have to incentivize people to get it.
I don't, or
fact of nature,
or just not be. So I just don't know why it's such a big push. Like I get it, like I do get it,
because it's for your health.
But they're like, drive your neighbor, go knock on their doors, and blah blah blah. And then another thing, Charlemagne.
My neighbor's gonna be like, get the hell off my porch.
Charlemagne, you know him?
Who, from 1675?
I don't know what that is, but
Now, Charlemagne was a real person.
oh no,
not the Breakfast Club guy.
No, I'm talking about the Breakfast Club guy. Charlemagne.
I know who you're talking about.
All right, so I don't really care for Charlemagne too much.
I don't either. I find him so arrogant. He's so arrogant.
Yeah, but he does make some points sometimes that I'm like, dude, he's right on the money.
But sometimes,
yes.
But he's also contradictory at times.
Oh,
because he'll push something, but he'll be doing an interview with someone who is of African American descent.
Oh, and
he'll be like, "Oh yeah, brother, we're all down on the same thing," and then 15 episodes later, flips the script and he's completely like, "No, I'm so against that." Yada yada.
I don't know if he's to that point because
I just can't stand the guy.
I don't really.
But I don't know him in person
either. But he's fairly consistent, more than a lot of people.
You call him a personality.
Yeah, but he's fairly consistent. But I have to give him credit because in a recent interview type of thing, he was like, they were like, "Hey, would you push the vaccine, help us out, or whatever?" I don't know who is they, but somebody. I guess they're asking them. You're going to have them on the radio show, like an expert vaccine about maybe Fauci or somebody to come.
Yeah, they want to reach out to a younger audience
and the African American community. Yeah. So he goes on and he goes, "No, I didn't want to do it." And then they're like, "Well, why didn't you want to do it?" And he goes, "Because he's like, I don't understand." Why they're saying that they want to help the black community and push this vaccine. And I'm paraphrasing here because I don't remember exactly how it went down, but they want to help the vaccine or the African-American community with this vaccine. But why is it so important to them to push this when they've never did anything to help the African-Americans before? They never tried to, like, okay, you want to talk about, let's say, racism or poverty or these other issues, but yet this is supposed to be a streamlined fix right off the bat. Like, you're ready to go, like, oh, we need you to do this. We can fix you right away with this vaccine. We can do all this stuff, but you not done nothing to fix the other things. Now all of a sudden you care about the African American community or even just poverty for as a whole, or all this type of stuff. But yet you want to. This vaccine is supposed to magically just fix everything. You want to push that, and that's where I was like, dude, he's got a good point. I wish I had the clip.
I mean, he does, but what I got two words that made me even trust the vaccine even less. Tuskegee Airmen. The Tuskegee Airmen. Do you know any history of them?
I mean, vaguely.
Or you know who they are, the black pilots and stuff?
Yes.
So the government ended up giving them shots.
I didn't know.
And it was supposed to be good for them. They didn't tell them what it was, though. They ended up with, what was it, Tim? Do you know? It was either, they either gave them AIDS or HIV.
I didn't hear about it. Are you sure this ain't?
No, this ain't a conspiracy thing. Look it up.
All right. No, I'm not going to look it up. We don't got time for that. I was just curious.
Yeah.
People can look it up for themselves and do their own.
But yeah, but like, you just can't. There's just, look, maybe in the next 5 years when it's been in cycle and they've had a few generations of it, but you never buy generation 1 iPhones.
Yeah, you also,
or technology, period. You never start with Gen 1 because there's always a recall.
Yeah.
So you don't get Gen 1 vaccines, guys. There will be a recall. Have you or someone you know died from receiving a Pfizer vaccine?
Thing, you can't even
or the Johnson & Johnson that they discontinued already because they recalled that?
You can't even sue for that stuff.
Of course not. It's a willing participant. You willingly took the vaccine.
Well, I think they.
You don't willingly to get mesothelioma.
Really
yeah. When you get it, yeah, of course they do because they don't want that to fall back on them 20 years down the road when.
Yeah.
Your kids are super mutants.
So I actually have.
It's a little like Futurama. They got the mutants below the sewer.
I had the clip of Charlemagne, but I guess I can't really play it because it's 19 minutes long, and we're not going to sit through 19 minutes of the doctors. But he was on there. He made some really good points, and I thought he did good.
Yeah, you got to give him credit when it's due. Period.
Yeah.
Regardless of
y'all never did
thoughts on a person.
It was just funny, but
thoughts on a person is irrelevant when credit is due. It's due.
Yep, I agree. So I guess we're getting towards the end of the show. If you haven't already, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Definitely would appreciate that.
Definitely would appreciate that.
Yep. And is there, real quickly, Jay, is there anything else that you wanted to talk about or bring up today? Because I know anything you got going on this weekend or anything?
This weekend, I'm just
just
going out on the boat this weekend again. I mean, enjoy the
Throw
water.
a
while I
line
can.
in the water.
I might go. This last weekend wasn't really planned for that. It was more or less just getting a boat in the water and having a good time on the water. It wasn't about a fishing trip because Lake Anna's great and all, but there's a lot of traffic too.
It was.
I mean, it's a lake.
Everybody was out there.
Yeah, it's Saturday. I mean, it was great. I mean, it wasn't crowded. It's just sometimes it's hard to find little fishing holes. There's a lot of pontoons out, really. Believe it or not. You get a couple of those babies together, they call it a floating trailer park.
Yeah, basically. I've heard that too.
A redneck yacht club.
But I guess that's pretty much it. I don't think I got anything else.
Yeah.
Hope everybody does stay safe and make sure that, like, the stuff that we were talking about, this is just some of our own opinions and ideas. It doesn't necessarily mean it's
Don't let it influence you and your own.
Yeah, because that's one thing I will say about when it comes to the whole vaccine and all that stuff. I'm like, look, if somebody wants to get it, I'm not going to tell them
I'm not going to judge you.
It's just my personal opinions and the stuff I'm thinking about, and I'm not going to say, oh, I'm any better than you, because that's one thing I have been seeing with the whole other vaccines. They act like they're up on this high horse, like they're somehow better than like you unvaccinated pleb. You know what I'm saying? You're a pleb, you unvaccinated swine.
I saw a friend of mine on Facebook, a female. She was celebrating her birthday, and she posted a photo of herself having a beer, and her caption read, waxed, vaxed, and something else, happy 28th or something like that. And I was like, all right, thanks for sharing literally everything personal about you.
Yeah.
We're glad to know you've been waxed and vaxxed.
Yeah, I just saying, people make your own choices. Do
Right.
your own research. Do what you're comfortable with. That's one thing I've been kind of upset about the whole thing is just where they try to if you're somehow not, you're less of a human if you don't believe in the vaccine, or if you just don't. Even Joe Rogan was getting hammered because he was going on talking about how young adults. He's like, look, if you asked me and. If somebody asked me, hey, I'm 25 years old, I'm in great shape, I'm healthy, I exercise, I take a lot of vitamins and supplements, should I get this vaccine? He said, I'd tell him no. He said,
there's no reason.
He was like, dude, you're healthy, you're busting ass, that's the more important
You're eating proper,
stuff.
you keep and I will backpack on that and even say, we as people, especially me at my age, even you, it should all be a turning point. I'm 29 and you're in your 40s or something. No one really knows. He's just looking old as shit over there. But
oh, you talking about me?
Yeah, talking about you. Right. I was waiting for a reaction, but he was just like, "Yeah, I'm old as shit." He was just riding it out. But we should be looking to this as a turning point to take care of our bodies, because another 10 years from now, it's going to start hitting us, and we should be looking at eating better, taking care of our organs, and taking those probiotics and stuff like that, and just having a healthy body.
Okay.
I'm just saying that's something we should all be doing. And I think if you're on the fence of even getting the vaccine or not getting it, find someone that is the counterpart in the argument. So if you are on the fence of getting it, find someone that's opposed to it. That's the best pros and cons list you can develop. Because if you're already in your head, it's a biased situation. It's much harder to think of a con if you're pro something.
Yeah, but also...
So if you find someone that can help you...
I agree with you, but...
I'm not saying go find anybody. Yeah. Find someone you can have a general conversation. Like me and you can go back and forth, and we have our heated discussions at times, but, we don't at the same time. But point being is that find someone you can actually have a conversation with on a pros and cons list, and maybe that'll help you get some clarity as well. But with that being said, I don't have too much more except for live your life, guys. Take your mask down, smile, give somebody a hug. Live your life, man. It's just time.
That's the thing.
It's time. Take care of yourselves, whether that's vaccinated or not. Take care of yourself.
Yep. All right. Well, that's going to be it for tonight's show. We will see you guys next week. Y'all take care.